Diagonal switch from Niang. It's fallen for Abate, squared in. Bacca! And Milan have scored their first of the season. Who else but Carlos Bacca?
This all starts with a wonderful pass out wide. I believe it was Niang who plays it in perfectly into stride for Abate. Bacca does well to make the run. It is Niang. Identifies that overlapping run of Abate, puts it perfectly into stride for him, and sometimes he's questioned about his crossing ability, but this one, taken first time, it's a sensational cross by Ignazio Abate, and Bacca with his pace, getting by the two aging center backs, and who else? You create the opportunities for him, he'll most likely put them away. See that defense strength to deal with adverse situations.
Excellent switch by Aqua. He's picked out Molinaro. Cross into the heart of the six, and it's an equalizing goal. He hasn't had many chances, Andrea Belotti, but he's put this one away. It's Milan 1, Torino 1. And almost a carbon copy of the Rossoneri goal. A long diagonal switch, across, and a powerfully driven header.
That is a beautiful delivery from Molinaro, but look at this here. Right in between Paletta and Romagnoli, and that little movement at the end from Belotti to cut across diagonally in front of Romagnoli. You see Paletta's making a diving attempt, but it's still over his head, and there Belotti just getting away from his marker. And it's a beautiful glancing header, perfect into the bottom corner. There's no chance.
Barely out of the locker room. Driven by Romagnoli. Niang. Delivered for Carlos Bacca, who makes no mistake. Another wonderful ball from Mbaye Niang, and it's a cool finish from the Colombian. It's Bacca 2, Belotti 1.
Another brilliant ball. The service is coming a lot more often than Bacca saw last season. And it starts, surprise, surprise, another long ball from the back, Romagnoli. This is one of the things he said he had. Actually said he had feet like Zinedine Zidane, if you can take that seriously. Well, that's a ball that looked very much like a Zizou pass back in the day. And Niang still has everything to do. It's on his weaker left foot and still puts it on a golden platter for the Colombian, who does well to settle it. Cushions the ball right in front of him. And still a bit of both Suso and Abate, and here inside the box one-on-one. He's so good when he's taking on the defender like that with those quick step overs. He's always going to have that burst of acceleration to beat Moretti, and then he gets bundled over. That looked like a clear penalty. And you have contact from behind Obi, not much of a protest either. And Bacca going for the hat-trick.
Opened the account in the 38th minute. And after Torino's equalizer, put Milan back in front in the 50th. Now in the 62nd, a chance to put some cushion for themselves in the Granata. It's Carlos Bacca against Daniele Baselli. Bacca made no mistake once more. A hat-trick for Carlos Bacca. It's Milan 3, Torino 1. And an early lead in the Capocannoniere standings for the Colombian.
Oh, he's on pace to score more than 100 this season, Bacca. So watch out for Higuain's 36-goal record mark of the previous campaign. He just makes it simple, right down the middle, rifles it as Baselli guesses to his right. All set up by the individual work of Bonaventura. He's not going to get forward nearly as often as he's playing in that midfield role, but when he does, still capable of creating moments like that, and Bonaventura drawing the foul.
Down but into the path of Baselli. Didn't have an opening to fire, may have one yet, and he's pulled one back. The substitute, Daniele Baselli, off the bench on the score sheet, and with 4 minutes added on, Torino have a shot.
Oh, that's why you had to play Baselli a bit earlier. The things he can create from that midfield spot. This is a wonderful run. It seemed like the Milan players, assuming Baselli would have passed this one in, but he does well to just blow by the two defenders again. See the lack of pace from Romagnoli on the turn there, and Baselli one-on-one far post. It was a great build-up.
Strong cross in, Moretti in the air. And he's pointed to the spot. A penalty and a chance to level. Paletta in disbelief in the 94th minute of 4 minutes added on. It's a second yellow card for Gabriel Paletta. And Torino with a chance to snatch a draw from the jaws of defeat.
That's a great attitude from Mihailovic's men, never quitting. Paletta's pointing to his shirt saying he was getting held, and there is a big rip through it, but it did look like he had quite some control on the back of Andrea Belotti, the intended target. Let's take a look at that. Both players holding on to one another there. You see the rip of Paletta's shirt coming loose, but that was a case where both players bear hugging each other. It's a tough call. Both players locked up.
Well, you could see that it was a Torino man who threw his hands up first.
Yep.
Full Domato.
There was holding from both parties, but he did well, Belotti, to sell it to the referee, who only had that vision where he saw the front of Belotti and really didn't see what was going on behind him. Either way, what a comeback this would be for Torino.
Perhaps Milan checked out a little bit early.
We talked about in the first half, finishing games for Milan. That was the biggest question last season. How many times did they squander a lead?
And here is Andrea Belotti with a goal to his name already against Gigio Donnarumma. Belotti denied by Donnarumma. The 17-year-old hero of the Rossoneri.
What a moment for Donnarumma. He saves the game and, more importantly, gives Milan 3 points.
And is he ordering a re-kick?
I don't know if they're still going on about the penalty.
Just still arguing his case.